Hey guys, what's up? It's the Chief Executive of the International Losers Association here investigating your favorite movies. And a couple weeks ago, or I think 3 weeks ago, I watched two movies because of the two film classes I'm taking in this semester of my college. It is respectively the introduction course to film, a film appreciation class, and then another course would be the film script writing, the beginning script writing class. So on each of these class, I had to watch two movies um, in total. And the first one I watched for film one, aka the film introduction class, is Sin Nombre by Kari Joji Fukunaga. You may know this director from True Detective Season 1, which is a fantastic TV show, great directing, great atmosphere and characterization, amazing TV show indeed. But Sin Nombre, this movie, is released in 2009 and it's well before True Detective Season 1 came out. And this is like, I think the directorial debut of correct me if I'm wrong, but this might be the directorial debut of Kari Joji Fukunaga. And yeah, it's just okay. In the beginning of the movie, we have two separate stories. The first one being this guy whose name is Casper. He works for a group of gangsters in southern Mexico, and the gang is called MS-13. I don't know anything about this, and he's having it rough. You know, he has a girlfriend who he's trying to hide from the gang, but the gang found out, and he's in trouble. Then we have another story where it's in I think in Guatemala, or was it, no, I think it was in another country. I think it was Honduras, where a girl named Saida and her brother and her dad wanted to cross the entire country of Guatemala on foot and then aboard a train in Mexico and then sneak into USA. And on the way, they met a lot of obstacles, and then at some point, Casper, aka Willie, the gangster, tried to run away from the gang, and the rest of the gang members tried to go after him and kill him. So at some point, Willie, aka Casper, the gangster, met up with Saida, who's actually played by Paulina Gaitan, who is actually the same actress who played Pablo Escobar's wife in Narcos. And so together they helped each other out, and this is basically the story. First of all, I like the premise. I like the idea that there's a movie about migration and the struggles with it. We also got the gangster side of things, which is supposedly the more interesting side, but I'm just not all that interested in the gangster side of the story, to be honest. There are a few scenes where it just doesn't make any sense. Like when the gangsters are so close to catching Willie, Willie could have just hide. But no, he ran. And if you run, you would catch the other gangsters' attention and they would know it's you. And then there's another scene where the gangsters chasing after Willie ran into some rival gangs, and instead of immediately leaving, they decided to taunt each other and make the situation worse, which is also kind of confusing. But on the other side of things, the whole migration side of things with the trains and all that, yes, it is memorable. I think the performances are all right. There is nothing all that crazy with the cinematography, with the editing, nothing all that crazy. The directing is fine, but I wouldn't say it's great. I feel like Kari Joshi Fukunaga is still at his early stages. You know, he still hadn't fully developed and perfected his own directing style, which is a little bit more apparent in True Detective. And he's also the director of No Time to Die, the latest James Bond movie. So I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, not much to say. I like that these characters are humanized. We We managed to like them, and there are lots of twists and turns at the end of the story, which is emotional, but not that emotional. Because on the very next day after watching this movie, it's not like this movie is still at the back of my head, but while I'm watching it, it's entertaining. It is okay. I'm feeling a strong 7 to a light 8 on this movie, on Sin Nombre. Next one, we have the movie I watched for the first class of beginning script writing class. And this movie is The Lookout by Scott Frank. Scott Frank, who would go on to direct and write The Queen's Gambit, which is released in 2020, last year. But The Lookout is a movie back in 2007, and it stars Joseph Gordon-Levitt as the main character, um, whose name I forgot. He was in a car accident. He got some brain damage. He got some brain trauma, and he wasn't capable of working in well-paid jobs because of his brain damage. So he became a janitor at the bank. One day, some robbers decided to try to get along with him so that they can convince Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character to help them rob the bank. Yeah, this movie is it's well paced, it's entertaining, sure, and I mean there are a million ways for a movie like this to go wrong because at the end of the day, it's just a regular crime thriller thing, nothing all that special. And it could have ended in a really cheesy way, but it didn't. And I thought it was just all right, nothing all that crazy. This whole bank robbery crime thriller thing, it's pretty much within the realm. It's nothing all that groundbreaking, and yeah, there are some things in this movie that's just kind of left out, and not purposefully, like the fact that the main character has brain damage or has experienced brain trauma, but that literally has nothing tied into the theme or the story at all. That has nothing to do with anything. If the main character didn't have the car crash and didn't have the brain trauma, the story would have just happened exactly the same. And then we have these villains, these side characters who are supposed to be the criminals, the bad guys, and they themselves weren't really explored all that well. They're just there and then they're not. So yeah, not really all that memorable of a movie. Again, the dialogues, the everything, it's okay. It's okay. But yeah, it's just not that memorable of a movie, and it's not the kind of movie that really has a lot to say. It's just a crime thriller, and it is what it is. Period. So yeah, The Lookout. It's not bad, but I wouldn't say it's great or anything. I'm giving The Lookout a light 7 out of 10. So, have you watched Sin Nombre and The Lookout from 1 to 10? I want to just rate them, like if you like them, hit if you hate them, and subscribe if you want more. And thanks for watching.